Why is being a mean girl considered the worst thing a woman can be? Don't get me wrong, I don't encourage women to be mean, but if a woman happens to be mean, whether voluntarily or not, why is it viewed as the worst thing a woman can be? Bonjour my loves, I hope you're doing well, I hope you're doing fine. So in today's episode, I will, like I said, talk about why is being a mean girl considered the worst thing a woman can be. And this episode's topic, it was in my mind for the last couple of months, and I took so much time to actually film it just because every time I would forget it. I don't know why, but this time, once I remembered, I was like, you know what? Drop everything, let's film this. So let's start with what is a mean girl? One of the best known movies about the specific ways that teen girls bully each other is the movie Mean Girls, starring Lindsay Lohan and Rachel McAdams. The 2004 film is actually based on a non-fiction book about mean girl psychology with the title Queen Bees and Wannabes by Rosalind Wiseman. Wiseman and other researchers pinpointed teen girl behavior that hinges on exclusion, manipulation, and backstabbing. They describe these forms of bullying as relational aggression. It's a very different form of aggression than the physical bullying and name calling that takes place among boys. While relationship aggressions can be directed at people outside a girl's friend group, it appears to be more common within intimate teen girl friendships, leading to the term frenemies. So here's some example of how these aggressions can look like. Intentionally excluding peers from a friend group or a clique, spreading rumors and gossip, sharing with one friend something negative that a mutual friend said about her, making negative comments that can be passed off as trying to help, sharing someone's secrets in order to expose them or embarrass them, getting others to turn against the victim, and the list goes on. From here, I completely agree, any girl or woman who does any of these actions, should be condemned. Don't get me wrong. But when it comes to being a mean girl based on social media, personally, that's where I think we've lost the plot of what it is to be quote-unquote a mean girl. To be more specific, the cancellation of influencers and celebrities, mainly on TikTok, over mean girls allegations is what I truly find fascinating. Again, I just want to make it clear before I go further into this episode, that some of the quote-unquote mean girls influencers and celebrities that have been cancelled for legit valuable reasons of being mean girls, I am not trying to find them excuses at all. Some of them were rightfully cancelled, but I just think that in some cases that I will talk about, some influencers and celebrities that have been cancelled for mean girls allegations, that when we take a step back, it's oh, I think we went a little too hard on them. And here's what the TikTok definition of what being a mean girl is. So you are a mean girl based off TikTok if you refuse to take a picture with a fan. For example, Anne Hathaway, sometimes when she is going to red carpets or she's just living her day-to-day life, she would sometimes refuse to take pictures with fans or even with paparazzis, and the media went crazy about her back in the 2000s, almost canceling her whole career. Anne Hathaway. And it's so crazy to me because we are preaching women to be comfortable within themselves, to know their boundaries and to speak on these boundaries, but once they do, now it's too much. Now it's but you chose this life to be a celebrity or influencer, so you should accept taking pictures and stuff. If a man did that, nobody would cancel a man over that. Nobody. The proof? Every fucking new month, there's a new white boy of the month where we celebrate them for simply being hot. And every new month, there has been a girl that has been cancelled over quote-unquote mean girls allegations, or we can take it further, she has been cancelled for simply living, for simply being sometimes a woman of color, and she just answered no to taking a paparazzi picture. The misogyny is just so clear. It's not even hiding anymore. Another example is Chappell Roan, when she iconically said to this paparazzi, "You shut up," because the paparazzi was badly speaking to her.
I gotta shut the f*** up, Jim. What's the spot?
And she just set her boundaries and she was enough is enough. I'm gonna stand up for myself. And once she did, the internet went crazy about it. They think it's so unprofessional. They think that she shouldn't act like that it's such a disgrace and stuff. And it's What do you fucking mean? This paparazzi was like treating her like an object. What the fuck? Like, it doesn't make sense. But if a man did it, it would have been like, oh my god, he's so like professional. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Another example of what is being mean in social media, if you're not bubbly and smiley all the time, or it could be even if you form a negative opinion towards a woman. If you form a negative opinion towards a woman makes you a mean girl even though your arguments are valuable. I am 100% a girl's girl. Do not fucking get me wrong. But being a girl's girl, it doesn't mean that you can condemn every woman's actions and words and opinions. Like, we can still make opinions and negative opinions towards women. It doesn't mean that we're not girls. You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy to me. I feel like the pressure of not being a mean girl or like just accusing people of mean girls, it just creates division within womanhood more than unison, and I think it's so sad. Here are some examples of what I mean about if you have a negative opinion towards a woman. So there was a TikTok drama back in August when an influencer that goes by the name of Marina was invited to Regan's 777 birthday party. So Regan is a popular TikTok influencer, and Marina, she's an influencer. She's not as big as Regan, but she's still an influencer, I guess. And to be more precise, Marina was invited to Regan's birthday party, but she was a +1. And before going to this party, she made a little TikTok showing her OOTD, saying, hey, I'm going to Regan's birthday party, I'm so excited. And she said that she will like go there and have fun and at the same time analyze like other influencers' behavior because she has a psychology major. And she said this while laughing and smiling. And then the next day or a few days later, someone commented under one of her TikTok of Marina and said how it was. And Marina said, let me read it. Went with friends and we ended up leaving and just drinking at home. Wasn't our vibe, with a little pink heart. So, you know, pretty respectful, nothing bad in this message. And it happens and you have total right to like go to a party, it's not really your vibe, and to go home. Like, there's nothing bad, right? And after she commented that, someone said, can you explain? And she answered in a TikTok saying that it wasn't her vibe, she was kind of bored out, she expected that there would be a lot of people, and she showed quote-unquote proof by filming, like, I think it was the living room, how it was empty. I mean, it wasn't empty, but because it was a big living room, and I think there was like 10 people in there, it felt like it was like empty. So she filmed it and she was like, you know, I thought it was going to be a bigger party and I didn't have fun and I had to pay for my Uber and for my drinks, and I didn't expect that because I'm an influencer in other influencer events, like everything is paid for.
Because I went to an influencer's birthday party and I said that I didn't have fun, so I decided to leave. For some context, here were the vibes of the party. Like, do you guys blame me for wanting to leave a little early? Expectations were so high. I was super excited to go. I did go as a +1, so my friend was invited. I posted an OOTD, which is where I'm getting a lot of these comments. You can see I am so excited. I work for the dating app Bumble and to put on ambassador and influencer event, collab with bars all the time, so we would cover drinks, food, and even sometimes Ubers. It's kind of my expectation, and my expectations weren't met. Just felt like I was gonna have to spend money to hang out in the same space as someone, and that's just not something me or my friends wanted to do. I really tried for a couple of hours and it just wasn't the vibe. Not comfortable and having fun somewhere, don't stay. Like, you're never obligated to do that. So because of that, it was just a flop in my opinion. Not a club, but it's supposed to be like a big bar club scene. At the end of the day, as long as the birthday girl had fun, that is all that mattered, and it did look like she personally was having fun. I stand by my opinion.
And guys, I am not kidding. When TikTok took this girl's video and fucking canceled the fuck out of her because of this TikTok video, I am speechless, because while I was doing my researches for this episode's topic, I was like, I must have missed something. Like, she probably said something bigger and I just like didn't like find it, or like I didn't hear about it. No. That was all. people canceled her. They said she was fucking annoying, that she should be the one going to like a therapist and not like studying in psychology. They said like she was fucking annoying, like look at her like dissing a girl's birthday party, she's just a +1, like who dares she to say something like that. And they were like judging her over the fact that she's quote unquote an influencer and she quote unquote only has 66,000 followers on TikTok. They were like, but who are you to even talk, like blah 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 blah. And I was like, are y'all fucking kidding me? Like, y'all are criticizing and low-key bullying this girl because she formed a negative opinion towards a woman. Don't get me wrong, again, she didn't like cyberbullied Regan77 like and saying like her party was so shit at all. She just said her opinion and her opinion happened to be negative and everyone bullied her. And it's like, what do you mean? What do you fucking mean? Like, am I missing something? And then with this whole backlash, Marina, she did a TikTok video saying afterwards that there was a Facebook event apparently of Regan777 birthday party, and it was mentioning that 435 people said that they were going to this party. So that's why she expected that there would be much more people. And she also said that she thought that she wouldn't have to like pay anything because she thought that Regan's birthday party was like with a sponsorship with a brand, so that's why all the alcohol drinks and the Uber will be paid.
The last time I'm speaking on this unnecessarily large drama. Always use my TikTok page to talk about my experiences and story time. These are topics that are anything from college to dating to boys, whatever it may be. It's been extremely honest on here. Scroll on my page and see this. And so I got the opportunity to go to this party. It is my fault that I made an assumption based on this flyer. I was misled by it and I thought that it was going to be like an influencer event / party. There was also over 450 people on this list, almost 500, which again made me assume that this was going to be a larger scale influencer type party. Clarify that I didn't expect her to pay for my Uber and to pay for all my drinks. I was just explaining a standard that I'm used to based on the several other events that I've been to that are advertised or look similar to the flyer and the party pool that this one had. As crazy as it may sound, someone with 50,000 followers can have expectations and standards. I have timestamps and text messages that I was sending all throughout this event, and it just never picked up while I was there. Again, I was there for hours, and based on what I'm seeing from the birthday girl, it looks like she did have fun. And I did say that in my previous video that at the end of the day, that is all that mattered, that she had fun. So I don't understand why this is still a conversation. I posted an OOTD, very excited, even before I got to the event. I went, I had the experience I had. Someone commented and asked if I had fun. I said that I didn't. Then I decided to make a video showing what I saw and why I didn't have fun. And all the bullying and threats that I'm getting that she isn't stopping is not going to change that. I stand by my personal opinion and she stands by hers, and both of those things are okay. She proved her point in her video that people did end up showing up. It just didn't look like that for the hours that I was there. So that is that. We can wrap this up now because one person's opinion should not shake your personal experience. And I would just never want to be attached to a fandom that has so much hate within it.
And people still didn't take that as enough. Again, I just want to make it clear, Regan posted a TikTok saying her point of view and showing a lot of people at her party and saying that she think it's so mean and like disrespectful for someone to do that at her birthday party. And I don't judge Regan to answer that quote-unquote cancellation of Marina. Like, of course, at the end of the day, you're still human. Like, you can still feel hurt about that. I'm not sending hate towards Regan at all, but if you've invited 435 people at a birthday party, it is quite normal, may I even say expected, that some people will love it and some won't. And because the people who were invited were majorly influencers, it's kind of expected that some of them will post their opinion on TikTok. So I'm like, why are you surprised at the same time? Like, there's so many people, like, I don't get it. Like, I genuinely don't get it. And I think it's so sad for Marina to have been cancelled and like so mistreated and over this situation, and everyone is now thinking that she's a mean girl and don't want to get associated with her. Like, that's so insane to me. And the amount of times that we've seen so much worse from other influencers. Like, some influencers have said crazy shit at some parties, but because they didn't mention the name, that excuse it all. And again, of course, Marina should have not said the name of Regan, but because she said her name like at the beginning of all these TikTok videos, like she didn't expect that she won't enjoy the party. And even if she said fucking Regan's name, like it's not mean to say like, oh, it just wasn't my vibe and we went home with friends. Like, I just don't get it. I really don't. Another example of influencers or celebrities that have been cancelled over Mean Girls accusations is Miss Hailey Bieber. I feel so sad and so bad for her. How much the whole TikTok, and I'm not a fucking saint, like, I'm gonna be honest, I was like watching all of the TikToks saying like, oh my god, Hailey Bieber, she was so obsessed over Justin Bieber, she stole Justin over Selena and stuff. Yes, I was consuming this TikToks, but I've never commented something mean about her because I don't know this woman. What is sad about Hailey Bieber is that the cancellations, it comes for her in waves of just one day the internet wakes up and is like, oh, we hate Hailey Bieber because we prefer Selena Gomez. They've been married for fucking 6 years. Like, they have a child now. Like, come on. Come on. And it just makes me so sad. And it's like, this woman has been cancelled because people thought that she was mean. Because she, quote unquote, stole Justin Bieber off of Selena Gomez. They weren't, Selena and Hailey, I mean, I don't know, but for what I know, they weren't friends, so what's wrong about that? Just because people were romanticizing the shit out of Selena and Justin, and now that Hailey married Justin, she's now the mean girl. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And I hope this woman will never again face cancellation over like this situation, because can we just let her rest? Let her live her life. Let her have these road events. Let her be a mother and a wife and a friend and a daughter. Like, can we just let her live? So you're probably wondering, why does this happen? Why is being a mean girl the worst thing a woman can be? The answer is sadly simple. And I've said it a little bit in the beginning. Internal misogyny. So have you noticed that the energy that people have over labeling women as mean girls isn't the same for men? Have we ever had a mean boy cancellation? A mean man cancellation? Men have done, are doing, and will be doing so much fucking worse things than just being mean, and they'll still have a platform, they'll still have a career, they'll still have a business, you fucking name it. Some men are committing literal crimes and y'all don't cancel them, and y'all still supporting them. But a woman, if she dares to be mean, that's the fucking end of the world over for her. Are we living in a fucking dystopian world? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And that's the pure example of what is internal misogyny. And you know what? What if you've met a female celebrity or a female influencer, and what if she was mean? So what? So fucking what? And again, you can be mean to an extent. Don't be fucking cyberbullying. Don't be bullying. But some people are getting cancelled over quote unquote being mean when even them, they don't even realize that they were mean. Because some people, to an extent, fucking keep that in mind, to an extent. Being mean is subjective. For example, if I'm a celebrity and I'm just walking and someone says hi and I'm like, hi, but not necessarily with the same happiness and intonation, maybe I just went through a fucking bad day and I still accepted to take a picture with you, and I'm here getting cancelled on TikTok because someone said, oh, she wasn't like that expressive and stuff. Like, sorry? You know what I mean? Like, it's so subject. Or someone like could be like, you know, the fucking resting bitch face effect? Like, what if someone accused me of being mean and I just had a resting bitch face? Like, you know what I mean? Of like, being mean to an extent can be subjective. So I kind of let myself go. So I kind of went off in today's episode, but I just thought that it was super important to share this opinion of mine, because while doing my researches and just in general on social media, I've never really found someone like have the same opinion of mine. And honestly, sometimes I think we are, as a society, in the media, as women, we are way too cruel towards other women. And I think that it's so sad that some of these influencers and celebrities that I've talked about were cancelled for just existing. Because the thing about the media when it comes to women, they feel entitled over a woman's action, over a woman's thoughts and opinions. They treat us as if we are a product and not a human being. When we don't act and talk the way that the media is expecting us to do so, we are not quote unquote behaving the way that the media is expecting us to behave. So that's why they are hating on us, because they think that we as a product have failed when we don't go with their expectations. But what they don't understand is that we are not a product. We are fucking human beings, same as men, and we have the right to fucking be mean if we want to fucking be mean again, to an extent. Like, if you are considered to be mean because you are just expressing your opinion in a mature way, so let them say that you are mean. If you are just following your boundaries that are normal, healthy boundaries, so let them say that you are mean. Fuck them. And I hope that this episode have opened your eyes a little bit on like this whole mean girl phenomena on social media and on generally the media, and that will make you more have empathy the next time that you see a girl getting cancelled because she was mean. So on that note, I hope you have a beautiful night of sleep. I love you. Take care. Au revoir.